I don't know why I feel I'm always late. I'm going to the temple, Bongwonsa temple for the video, but let's have a snack. Okay, let's go. I have my Kit Kat. Always good to have some sugar before shooting. And I have 2 buses to take to go to the temple. It might take like 50 minutes in total, so it's a long way. It's always a long way in Korea to get somewhere. Okay, wait a minute, how did I get there? So I had the opportunity to take pictures of the proposal surprise organized by Ryan and myself for Nicole, his future wives. At first, Nicole's mother contacted me. She's Korean. She told me that's why she was in charge of finding a photographer in Korea that speak English for them. We had a quick call for a few minutes just to be sure that we are on the same level, let's say, and that I can provide this kind of service for them. And because I'm taking street photography a lot and I was exploring Seoul a lot, I have the chance to know a lot of good places around. By the way, you can check my website to have a photo tour with me if you want to discover the best spots in Seoul. But for them, after I talk with the mother, we conclude that it might be a good idea to do the proposal in a very beautiful, quite silent and kinda hidden to temple in Seoul. I want to talk about Bongwonsa temple. I just arrived at the temple. It's beautiful. It's just the perfect time. There is so many green areas, etc. So now the purpose will be for me to check where I will be able to take the pictures, and I show the exact location on Naver, on Google Map, etc. with the precise point. And I told him to be able to come, if possible, in the shades, because it will be easier for me to get nice pictures. And with this background just behind me, I might be able to have like a very, very beautiful looking place. I will take my camera for photography and check with the lenses that I got what kind of composition I could work with. But over here in this street, there's a lot of narrow areas with foreground and background, and I think it can work pretty well. So yeah, I still have like 50 minutes for me before they arrive, and I will explain you a little bit more later. Exciting, stressful but exciting. And because most of people who watch my video are not subscribed, because now YouTube is finally recommending my video time to time, I will suggest you to subscribe to not miss any video, photography tips or adventure in Seoul by subscribing to the channel. So of course I had this beautiful idea of the surprise with the temple on the background, so that was my plan. To organize this, first I waited for Ryan to contact me by email, and then I could provide him the different pictures and videos of the place to be sure that will be something that he liked. He quickly replied me that was exactly what he was looking for, so I was happy with that. And then I started the process to explain him how everything will be organized to have the surprise happening properly. I got some screenshots and pictures when I went there before, so the picture was mostly to show him how the atmosphere of the place looked like. After that, I took some screenshots of all the videos just to show him exactly how it looks like, and mostly to show him the way how to get there. Then I went on Naver, because Google Maps doesn't work as well as Naver and GIII map in Korea, so I could have zoomed in and get a screenshot of the path where I wanted the pictures to be taken. For that, my idea, what I had in mind, was to get the couple backlit with the sun coming from behind. Because I'm shooting in RAW, I can balance the light after and then get this like wow effect with the very bright shine coming from behind and still having them properly exposed on picture. So I know that at this place and at this time, because it was the beginning of spring, I was crossing my fingers to have enough leaves everywhere, just to have some shadow spot, to not have them having like a strong light coming on the side and burning the exposure in some areas. I had a specific spot in mind, and to make him getting there with his wife up to me, which was kind of complicated, I think, because it's not very at the beginning of the shoot. I told him that he could spend like walking around, taking pictures and like pretend everything is normal, but I think he wanted to get her quickly to this spot to have this done and then take his time to enjoy and then taking pictures afterwards. with me for today's shooting. I have only digital cameras. My main camera will be the Nikon Z6, and the second one, do not miss any opportunity, the Nikon D750 with the 50mm, so it's like the very good old one. At least for the proposal session, I'll probably use the 85 just to get something blurry with the foreground, etc. And I also have the 35mm from Sigma, which I will use a little bit later for the more basic portrait, I would say. Let's get ready. So yeah, I think as you can see here, probably, if they can stay right here, just next to the shadows, I think it will be perfect over here. I have a very nice background with a lot of details, like the trees surrounding the scenery, the trees surrounding them, with the temple on the background. So I think it could be perfect, but I hope he will understand me and goes exactly where I want him to go. So I circled on map directly the spot where I wanted him to go, and I told him that when I will be there, I will send him a pictures for the exact spot where he can go. There is always like a little bit of random things that can happen, as precise as you can, just for him to be able to recognize it quickly when he arrives there, and like not just like stressing and looking around and doesn't know where to get. It's very important at this step to make yourself understand as much as you can. Don't hesitate to ask again, like, did you get everything? If you have any question, etc., etc., just to make him as stressless as possible. That's really the most important. We also had to block a specific date because we organized this like maybe 2 months before. So we had to pick a date, and I know that in Korea when spring comes, there is most of the time chance to have a good bright sun and clear sky. So I was crossing my fingers again, but just to be sure, I was blocking 2 days before and 2 days after, just to switch to another days in case there is like heavy rain and we can't do it at all. So it's very important to be flexible in this case because you never know what the forecast will be. Normally they will arrive from the bottom over here. They might arrive just about here. So I'm supposed to stand here when he's coming, and then he will see me. So I will make sure he checked where I was. Then they will walk around, and when they will end up reaching this area, I will be already here ready to take pictures. And for you, I will try to record the video by using the GIII attached right over here, and I hope it's going to be watchable for you, but I think so. So you can have like an idea of what the picture will look like just with this beautiful view behind. And I was pretty sure that here there was some pine tree which will provide me shades, which is very important for my pictures since we will be with backlight. So I need like a good shade to have soft light and not like harsh light on their face that will be very, very hard to edit on post-production. It sounds pretty simple, but when you organize it and you want to be sure Ryan is doing his proposal properly and this is their best moment, this is quite stressful. I'm pretty convinced that I know what I do with photography, but for the rest, there's so many small things that can happen that is very hard to manage. If you were wondering for the setting, I set up my cameras at 1/500 of a second with a shutter speed priority, and I recommend you to go check the video about shutter speed priority that I made, and 200 ISO, which will be enough to get like very well exposed pictures at 1/500 of a second, but still keeping the aperture quite low, just to be able to have a blurry background, dreamy background, which I think is better for this kind of pictures, which is supposed to represent like a dream or like a beautiful moment, or just like in between them, isolated into the environment. And the exposure meter will be set up on the, I don't remember how to say in English, but you know, it's like not the point, but right between the point and the overall picture. Why do that? Because then the exposure will be set on them, not exactly on them, but on them, with a little bit on the environment to balance more or less the overall exposure. When everything was clear and he knew what he wanted and I knew what I was going to provide, then I gave them an invoice with the 50% deposit that they were going to pay just to book me. For this shooting, we had first quick session of like the surprise, and then the second part was to take some group pictures with his parents, because he came with his parents in Korea for traveling, so it was like in between the trip. Because maybe I didn't tell you, but they are an American couple, but Nicole is half Korean, half Italian, so that's why he wanted to propose her in Korea, just because it's also part of her culture. And it's kind of beautiful. When this was done, so more or less 2 months before, we had a silent, and I told him that I was going to contact him 1 week, 10 days before the proposal, just to be sure everything is doing well, and then another silent, and we arrived at the day of the shooting. So, what did I do to get ready for the proposal? To be honest, I told you that in the video it's very stressful, because you need to be sure you manage everything to get the picture that they will pay for, but most important, the picture they will have to remember this specific time that happened only one time in life with one person, I guess, normally, and to catch these beautiful memories. So I arrived on the spot like more or less an hour before, just to be sure I will not miss anything and not be late. So before that I was not really contacting him, because I didn't want his wife to see that he's receiving emails from someone that she doesn't know or anything. You never know what can happen. So I let him sending me emails, and in that case I knew that it was okay to reply. So I sent him pictures of this place with a red circle, just to be sure he knew where to go exactly that day, and like where is the shadow place, etc. Feel free also to explain them what you are going to do, etc, etc. I said them, but mostly him, just to be sure you understand what you want. And that's very important, because if you are not talking, not explaining, there will be some misunderstanding, and you don't want any bad surprise that day. And when everything is ready, it's time for the shooting. It's now about 3:47, so they might be there in 20-30 minutes. Just gonna update, they are stuck on a traffic jam. A taxi just arrived. I had a feeling to be there, but I have this kid and this mom looking for things. It's a bit annoying. I still don't know, but there is more people going around. I'm scared. I think I saw them. They might be just down. I'm just like faking. I'm taking pictures of the temple, but I've seen one person with sunglasses, and it looks like Ryan, so I hope it's him. Oh yeah, that's them, I'm pretty sure. Alright, I might move. Yeah, they are coming. Alright. I move to the other spot just to be sure she don't see me. I think he was trying to pull her up there, but there is their parent or something. So she might not see it, since there is his parent, I think. They are coming, they are very close.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. Nice to meet you too. Me too. No worries. Hi.
Hi, so nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Well done. You did it very well.
Thank you, thank you.
That's so beautiful. Hi, Antoine. Nice to meet you.
Me too. Where else do you want to take pictures of us?
Actually, I think for now you can just take a little bit of your time,
Yeah.
just to look
Follow
around.
us around?
Yeah, and in like in 15-20 minutes we can go back on picture.
Yeah.
Just take your time, enjoy. It's your time now. So.
Okay, thank you so
No worries.
much. I appreciate
I'll see you in a few.
Showed tattoos.
it. Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, that was done. That was quite stressful, to be honest, trust me, but also full of joy. And that's like, this kind of time is the same with wedding. There is many people who told me like, isn't it kind of boring to take like wedding in photography? It's like the industrial version of photographer, like the basic stuff you can do. But to be honest, every wedding that I shot was a very nice playground. I love this kind of moment where you are just surrounded by people full of joy and doing your job, just taking happy people in pictures, and I love that. So that was specifically this that happened that day with Ryan and Nicole, and I hope they had a good time. After the proposal, We walked around the temple. I knew how was the temple, but I always let me some improvisation because I know I'm kind of good improvising during these shootings. And also the light always change and you never know if there is an event of people going around. By the way, those people that was there when I was taking pictures during the proposal, that got me crazy because before that there was nobody. And when this happened, I was like, why the fuck there is so many people when I want to take pictures? It's always like this in photography, trust me, but I think you can relate. We turned around and I was mostly trying to get backlit pictures with the sun in the background and to get some flowers and nice colors that was coming with spring. And it brings this like very bright, joyful kind of pictures that I really like at the time. So with the 50mm and the Sigma 35mm, you get crazy pictures and I was really happy with it. So after that, of course, I had to edit it, and for the editing, that's something I can show you how I did it on another video if you are curious to not have this video too long. So don't forget to subscribe. I might post a video where I edit these pictures if you want to see how to edit portrait in a temple with a beautiful couple in Korea. Alright, here we are. Pictures done. Very happy, such a wonderful couple. I wish I had shooting like this more often, to be honest. Very nice, the light was perfect. I'm so happy with the portrait we've done. Very wonderful shooting. I really like it. In my favorite temple in Seoul, so what could I say? It was perfect. I guess it's time for editing now. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching until there, and I'll see you around. Thanks, that was Antoine. Ciao.